Let me ask you this question. What if someday is not hope at all, but the most comfortable form of surrender? We both know cancer does not debate timelines, it ends them. It walks into my life and kills someday without apology. Hi, I'm Cloud, and I have lung cancer. Feels strange saying this out loud. This channel is my way of defying this disease, a place to regroup and gather my strength. I'm gonna need you in my corner. Here we will thrive beyond cancer. I truly pray that someday soon I can run again. Another day and another grind. Rehab and recovery. You know it. Let's get after this. Let me tell you, tonight I'm dragging myself. I'm starting this training block this week with a lot of exhaustion. And I know it's late in the evening to be pushing on for this workout, but I also believe that it is those distinct times when you don't feel like you need to do it that you should just go ahead and do it. So here I am, and here we are. Let's get this training underway to recover our bodies, and together we can rebuild our mind. Thank you for joining along this evening and listening to this podcast. My brother, I appreciate you. Tonight I want to share with you 3 pathways to overcome this paralysis of thought. And the first one is urgent action born out of mortality. The second pathway is to release what I cannot control. And the third pathway is amor fati. I do not merely endure the fight, I accept it as a form of training. Together, let's explore these tonight. Listen, the teachings of Stoicism tells me to see reality clearly. The teachings of Christ teaches me to live truthfully within it. Together, they force a reckoning. I remember death, not to fear it, but to obey life. Memento mori. I do not borrow courage from tomorrow, for I act today, here and now. I stop waiting to feel ready. I train while weak, even when weak. I pray while uncertain. I move while afraid. The surgery and the chemotherapy and the ongoing treatments, they drain me, but they do not define me. My scars, they do not strip my authority. I still choose my response. I still command my effort, my agency. And this is the first pathway, urgent action born from mortality. When someday dies, when it does not come, when it is not a promise, then today becomes sacred. I stop fantasizing, dreaming about a future version of myself, and start honoring the man who stands here and now, imperfect, healing, but responsible. And this leads to the second pathway. I release what I cannot control. I do not own scan results, timelines. I don't own this diagnosis or the side effects. I do own my discipline, my attitude, my standards. They are mine. The dichotomy of control narrows my focus like a sharp blade. I train the body I have with what I have right now. Yes, weak, but I'm willing. I guard the mind I live with. I speak words that build, not erode. I create. Here is where I stumbled. Along the way, I confuse waiting with wisdom. I treat recovery like a fragile truce instead of a fight that demands engagement. I sit in the corner, waiting, saving energy. I tell myself I will push later, train later, live later. No. The true enemy is fatigue, nausea, fever, and the quiet voice in your head that says you have an excuse. I do not chase a knockout. I win the round. I do the smallest of things, but I do. I walk when running is impossible. I count 8 reps when I cannot do 10. I drop the weight I push from 35 pounds to 15 pounds if I must. I lift light when heavy is reckless. I breathe when panic crowds my lungs. I keep my guard up when doubt swings. Chemotherapy throws body shots left and right. Surgery leaves me open. I tighten my stance and stay present. This is a fight after all. So now let me share with you the last pathway, the third pathway, amor fati. I do not merely endure the fight, I accept it as training. I love the resistance because it reveals my capacity. The obstacle becomes the teacher. The pain becomes the instruction. My enlightenment does not arrive like a revelation. It comes like conditioning. I discover that discipline restores dignity, and consistency rebuilds confidence. Action dissolves fear. Action, doing. I'm not healed by waiting. I am shaped by participation. So don't wait for what the world can do for you. Get up on your feet and find out what you can do for yourself. I learn who I am when comfort is gone. To be comfortable being uncomfortable, I learn what matters when someday may not exist anymore. Time and time again in this channel, I have said, resilience is consistency, and it is construction. I build it daily, brick by brick, with truth, effort, and faith. I tell the truth about my condition without surrendering my identity. Yes, I have cancer. Yes, it rules my thoughts. But no, it is not taking me. I train within my limits, without worshiping them. I trust that suffering, when met with obedience and courage, is never wasted. Not at all. I retain physical powers and prowess by refusing neglect. I retain mental toughness by refusing fantasy. I live by action, not by intention. Someday is dead. Purpose is alive. Here, now, right this moment. Even if I dragged myself down here today, even if I was full of exhaustion and self-doubt, I'm here. You hear me breathing. You hear me suffering. But I am alive through this. So tonight, there's 2 things I want to call to action for you and for me. Tonight, I want you to complete 1 non-negotiable physical action. A walk, a breath work, or a very light resistance regardless of your mood or your energy. Are you working on your incentive spirometer or exercise breathing? Are you doing that? Can you do that? That one thing. And then name 1 thing you control each morning and execute it before noon. Remember, it needs to be somewhat challenging, and it needs to be something that you otherwise would have not done and found excuses not to do for. So I leave you with this. Wherever you are, however you're doing, I pray you are strengthened in body, disciplined in mind, and anchored in faith. If you find value in my Stoic blueprint to recover the body and build the mind, please subscribe and check out my other videos. I'll see you, brother.